What's up guys, this is Ashish Tiwari here and you are watching Techno Tips Angular 5 tutorial. So this is part 4th of this video series and here I'm gonna discuss about how to use data types in Angular 5 application. So basically here I'm talking about the data types that are available in TypeScript. Okay, so here are the list of the data types that we will cover in this tutorial. So before proceeding with this video, please make sure to watch part 1, 2 and 3 if you are new to Angular 5. Okay, so let's get started. So this is my app component where I have defined title as Techno Tips, and in my app component.html I have used that title. Okay, so let's have the view of it. So here you can see TechnoTips has been displayed on the browser. Okay, now let's remove this and let's use first data type, that is a string. Okay, so name of type is string. Alright, and you can assign some value here like in this way. Also you can just declare it as it is, and in the constructor you can just assign any value, that is name. Just click on this name, name, and then this equal to Ashish. Okay, now to use this variable you can just go here and I'll just use another list for there. Okay, and then list, and in interpolation bracket I can use that name. Okay, now save changes and let's check out on the browser. So you can see Ashish, and this Angular braces is extra. Alright, so now let's move to the second data type, that is number. So define your age and of type number. Okay, and here I can assign any age equal to, if I assign some string then it will give me error. So here you can see it's not assignable to type number. Okay, so you can only assign any number, let's say 52. Okay, to use that again you can just go there and create a list of and here you can use in this way. Okay, when you save change then here you can see. So now the next data type is your array. So array can be defined in two ways. First, let's say it's a num array. Okay, so you can just define it as number, and here you can see, or you can just declare it as empty array like in this way, or you can just define it as it is. The second way is to use that, let's suppose I'm using the string array, str array, then you can use that here like colon and use array, and Angular bracket use string. Alright, so I have just declared here, and also just right click here and just go to the format document. Okay, now assign some value to num array equal to, let's say I have defined Ashish, and then see in num array I am assigning the string value, so it will just give me an error. Okay, so I can just only mention here only string like 10, 11, 20, etc. Okay, now the second is the string array. So str array equal to, now assign some value here, Ashish. Now I can assign Kumar, and let's say another string. So here you go. And to use that, just num array here, again just create a one list item, and in an interpolation bracket just use that. Okay, so this is array. I'll just give you some example where you can just iterate for each values in the array. So right now I'm just using this directly. Okay, so here you go. Now save changes, and here you go. So 10, 11, 20 Ashish Kumar Tiwari. Okay, so to use this array, you know, for each item you just want to display a list, you should use ng4. Okay, so I'll just tell you how. Just make it as Ashish, and here you can display another list, that is an order list, and here is a list item, and use star ng4 equal to, like in this way, let's value of array, num array, okay, let ar of array. Okay, and here I'm gonna show all the values. So in interpolation bracket I'll just use this array. Okay, now save change, and here you can see 10, 11, 12. Or if I use the string array here, now save change, you can see the list of that Ashish Kumar Tiwari. This is the another list. Okay, now this is all about the array. You can just declare it in a two ways, like num and just a bracket, and you can use the array, and in Angular bracket you can just give it any type. If you give it as any number, then it will also accept. Okay, so let's move to the next type, that is any. Okay, so any accept any value. Okay, this is the universal type, you can say. So let's say dynamic value, I just want it, just give it a type any. Okay, and just make it a small any, and just go there and use value equal to, you can assign either number or a string. You can see I can assign anything. Let's say my dynamic value. Alright, so I have it assigned a string. I can assign integer also, or boolean value. Okay, anything I can assign here. So let's make one more list, and I can use this dynamic value. And also in the list I will just say name colon, then age colon, and then array value, or you can say number array. You can say string array. Okay, so these are the static, you know, value I'm just giving in the list, and this is my dynamic array, dynamic value, or you can say. Okay, now save it and let's check out on the browser. Here you can see name Ashish, age 52. Now num array example, here you can see. Now string array is, here you can see, displaying Ashish Kumar Tiwari, and then dynamic value, my dynamic value. If I change that dynamic value into the num, you can see, let's say 1000, 10,000 I have just given here, you can see it's also accepting. Alright, so let's move to the next data type, which is Boolean. Okay, so just again right click and then format document. Here you can see Alt Shift F. Just try that, Alt Shift F to format my document. Alright, so now let's try the Boolean value. So let's say is true colon of type Boolean. Okay, and there I can assign is true equal to false. Okay, and now again I'm just trying Alt Shift Format to format my document. So is true is gonna be used here. Now list, and again use that is true. Is true, cool. Okay, now let's check out in browser. You can see false. So this is the data type, and one, let's say I have just assigned a string, so it will just give me an error. Okay, so you cannot assign any other data types value into the dedicated data type. Okay, now next move to the next data type, which is tuple. So to use that, use, let's say, tuple val colon. Okay, in this way you can just define it. So first is you can just pass here in the string, and then you just define any number, and then third would be your Boolean value. So I have just make that tuple to accept the first value should be your string, second should be your number, and third would be Boolean. Okay, now let's say tuple value equal to, now just assign some value here. So Ashish, and then second will be your number, and third would be your true. Alright, so this tuple can be used on the browser or your HTML page. So list, now just give a name, tuple. Okay, now save change, and here you can see on the browser tuple Ashish 45 and true. Okay, now if you assign something else on the first, here you can see I have assigned some integer value, so here you can see it's give me an error, not assignable to type string. Okay, so this tuple can also be useful. Okay, now let's move to the next data type, which is object. Object can be anything, your class or something object. Okay, let's use the object. Okay, so let's say I just want to display a student and of type object. Okay, and here I just want to assign some value to a student to like object. So name should be, you know, Ashish, and comma name age should be 45, and then anything email something email should be a@b.com. okay, now I can use that student object on the browser here. Now list of here, and in interpolation bracket just use that student and use the JSON pipe to display it as JSON object. So you can see name Ashish, age 45, email a@b.com. okay, so this is of object type. You can also make some class like this all shift format first, and let's suppose I have created some class employee. okay, and there I have just defined some name, let's say name of type is string. okay, now you can just assign some value for this employee. So first of all, just make a variable here, employee of type employee. Alright, and then you can use employee, alright, equal to new employee. alright, so this is my object, and here I am gonna just assign some value. So employee dot, you can see all the property, that is name should be, let's say rows. alright, now all shift format. Now save this, and to use this employee object, you can see, now copy that here, and I'll just display here list of employee class object. So here you can use interpolation bracket, and here you go, also just make it as a student object. okay, now save change, and here you can see on the browser employee class object, you can see name rows, salary 52,000, department development is active true. okay, now let's move to the next data type, which is null or void. okay, so you can define it as, let's say, my null data type of type null in a similar way, or you can say void of type void. okay, so this is meaningless. okay, so to use null or void or something else, we can just use them into a function. okay, let's say my test function is there, and it's just accepting an argument like, say, my num of type number. okay, and here I can write my implementation. okay, so what this function going to return, so I can just mention it as void. okay, or null. okay, so if it is returning null, then you must return null. okay, all shift format. So in this way you can use null or void. Let's suppose your function is returning void, so if you don't, just remove it. Now you are good to go. Okay, so in this way you can just define your function with return type and with the parameter. Okay, you can also specify let's say str of a string type. The second parameter would be your string. Okay, so in this way you can use this function or this data type void. Or now instead of void, you can also, the return type would be number. So if you return any string value, then it will just give you an error. Okay, so return 45. You are good to go. So we have covered all the data types that you can use in your code. Also, I would recommend you to download the latest version of VS Code, because there are a lot of improvement have been done in the latest version. Like you can say like when I was typing name, then automatically this dot was appended before the name. Okay, so I don't have to write this. Like say name, you can see name equal to Ashish. So this intelligence can help me to write code faster. Okay, also you can get the lot of suggestion, like when I click on this employee, then it just going to give me some fixes. Okay, just when you click on that, then it's just giving me suggestion, move to a new file. When I click on that, here you can see one employee.ts file has been created. There you can see all properties has gone here, and also you can see the employee object has been imported. Alright, now this flexibility you can get just into the latest version. Alright, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, then give a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.